investing in facials, massages, everything BBL,
10 million?
BBLs. Why the fuck settle?
How aware are the men coming up to matchmaking? As soon as you bring up the dowry, they stop talking to numb themselves with virtual companionship and emotional illusion. The 60-year-old man who spent over 60,000 yuan in just 8 days.
Wow.
As soon as the regulations were released, it sparked intense discussions. Chinese government's no makeup order is, on the surface, a restraint on the misuse of technology, showing the difference before and after relatives recognizing them. Turns out their relatives can't recognize them.
Of course.
Step 1. Turn on our main light and our face light. Shape to ensure our makeup stays in place. A beauty streamer was live online when suddenly her beauty filter vanished, turning her into a middle-aged woman.
I'm gonna react to this video, and it's showing some crazy things that's happening with ladies taking advantage, manipulating the minds of young men. Without further ado, let's get right into this.
A beauty streamer was live online when suddenly her beauty filter vanished, turning her into a middle-aged woman. Thousands of fans in the chat went crazy.
They wild for that. They're doing this to ladies midstream. I know they banned some things in America, but whoa, they're vicious in China. That's crazy.
How do beauty streamers change their round faces into an oval shape and instantly look like goddesses? Some viewers shared a tutorial before the stream began. As soon as the lights and beauty filter were turned on, fans were left stunned.
Wow.
Getting ready to start the stream. Step 1. Turn on our main light and our face light. Next, we adjust the face shape to ensure our makeup stays in place. We'll fix our face shape and turn our round face into an...
You can't make this.
Each light she clicks on, she gets younger. This is witchcraft.
oval one. Now, turn on the second light, the pink chin light. The next step is to give the stream a more high-end feel, so we turn on the light above our heads. Here's the prep for beauty streamers. First, to enhance and create the perfect face for the camera. Step 2, add a stylish makeup look. Step 3, turn on the pink chin light. Step 4, turn on the top light. And now we're ready to go.
They transformed their whole face. Lady, you just lost 50 pounds. China had to ban this. This is crazy. A young boy's watching you, probably putting you in a spank bank, and then he's traumatized when he sees who you really are. I can imagine. You're breaking the hearts of young men in China. They can't get one of you ladies. They can't even get a regular lady because they're going through the same thing that's happening in America, but worse, because there's billions of men over there struggling. This is sad, man.
Live, looking gorgeous. A viewer commented, I strongly urge a ban on beauty filters. They all really think they look like that. You can use beauty filters, but not to deceive yourself. Someone else joked, no wonder those streamers who push the limits aren't afraid of their relatives recognizing them. Turns out their relatives can't recognize them.
Of course
Another
they can.
person commented, with beauty filters these days, even a 200-pound guy with dirty feet can look like a super pretty woman.
Face just transformed. She had a bunch of marks on her face. You don't see any marks. Actually, the way they look right now with the fake face, I wouldn't date a lady that looks like that anyway. I knew something was up with ladies. Well, I'll say this, right? In China, also in Africa, ladies can doctor their makeup. I'm talking about they actually can do this to their face, and their face actually looks like the regular lady's face. There's ladies in China that can doctor their face like that, looking like those ladies. So even with that, even without the filters, they still can do something. And they said they're trying to ban makeup, but can they really? Because with makeup, it's a lie, but it's not really a lie. Like, I feel sorry for those guys.
The Chinese Entertainment Industry Association
makeup, see?
recently issued a no
Look at
makeup
that.
order, calling for reform in the online group streaming industry. These beauty streamers, who once captivated many, have now seen their illusions shattered. The report sparked heated discussions online. The recently released online performance agency Operation Service Requirements clearly state that group streams must not use heavy makeup, must not induce consumer spending, and must avoid ranking comparisons. In addition to using lighting for beauty filters, the group streaming industry also uses technology to modify the host's body shapes.
Wow.
One viewer shared a comparison video showing the difference before and after adjusting the beauty filters. It's obvious that after the adjustments, the streamer's legs look longer, her body proportions are more flattering, and her skin looks fairer and more radiant, like she's been transformed into a completely different person. Despite the post-production adjustments like longer legs and smoother skin, streamers also use exaggerated makeup at the start to cater to the viewer's aesthetic preferences. This deliberate emphasis on appearance and stage effects is exactly
This looks, come on, this looks fake right here. She got stick legs. She looks like the land of the zombie woman. She looks like a zombie. Nobody wants somebody with stick leg. Well, I don't know, China, right? They have their preferences.
what the new regulations aim to regulate. As soon as the regulations were released, it sparked intense discussions and complaints from viewers. The Chinese government's no makeup order is, on the surface, a restraint on the misuse of technology. But it's much more than just an industry issue. It's another attempt by the authorities to intervene in the way people's bodies and appearances are presented. By defining how things can be shown and how beautiful things can be, they are gradually reshaping the public's perception of what is considered normal, real, and acceptable. So, banning excessive beauty filters isn't just an aesthetic correction, but part of a broader control over what is considered real.
Hold up. Wait. You saw that lady's face?
Her body proportions are more flattering, and her skin looks fairer and more radiant, like she's been transformed into a completely different person. Despite the post-production adjustments like longer legs and smoother skin, streamers also use
let me skip to it.
issue. It's another attempt by the authorities to intervene in the way people's bodies and appearances are presented. By defining how things can be shown and how beautiful things can be, they are gradually reshaping the public's perception of what is considered normal, real, and acceptable. So, banning excessive beauty filters isn't just an aesthetic correction, but part of a
That lady just went from 60 to 25. This ain't right.
broader control over what is considered real. This is not a real effort to purify the industry. It feels more like the Chinese government's typical moral hypocrisy and selective enforcement. For years, there have been issues in the streaming industry, like vulgar content, emotional manipulation, and the addiction of minors. The authorities have either ignored or tacitly allowed them to continue. The reason is simple. This model stimulates consumption, generates traffic, creates profit.
Yeah, that's messing up the kids' brains because they think these ladies really look like that, and they think real ladies look like that. Like your eyes. You saw that lady's eyes? Your eyes are not here. Her eyes were like here. And guys, they're like alien. It's crazy. They're into alien-looking people. That's an alien face.
For platforms and agencies, and to some extent diverts social tensions, allowing lower-class men to numb themselves with virtual companionship and emotional illusions. One news report tells the story of a 60-year-old man who spent over 60,000 yuan in just 8 days, becoming the top spender for a female streamer.
I spent less than 20 yuan for the first time. Then after the stream, she talked to me, saying after the show she'd remove her clothes. I became the top spender, and if I didn't send her more gifts, I'd be letting her down. I'm the only top spender. No one else is. I've already spent 6,000 or 7,000.
In Zhoukou, Henan province, a 62-year-old farmer spent his entire life savings to become the top spender. After putting in 500,000 yuan, he took out a loan of 100,000 yuan to keep gifting to the female streamer. My dad spent 50-something thousand yuan in just 3 months, all the money he saved with my mom. She never checked his phone, never saw the phone bills. It took 50
Daddy, stop this. This is out of hand.
50 seconds to go through the phone bill, and the balance kept dropping, 1,000, 2,000 yuan at a time. When I found out about the 50,000 yuan, it felt like the sky was falling. He told the streamer he ran out of money and couldn't send gifts anymore. Then he took out a loan for 100,000 yuan.
What?
My sisters and I felt so bad for Mom. Another lawyer shared a case where his client...
What the? You see all those phones? Is that different streams? Hold on, I gotta research this. I gotta research this. In China, in China, when they have 300 phones up, is that 300 streams? So streamers use dozens, if not hundreds, of phones to stream at the exact time, same time, in order to receive more views. Oh, so they're wow. Just to appear like they have more views, this is what they do. Wow.
Client was
That's
scammed by
crazy.
a female streamer.
起码有3、4个来咨询我的。
At least 3 or 4 people have come to consult me, all tricked into sending gifts to female streamers. One of them lost over 800,000 yuan. One fan was contacted by a female streamer who said she wanted to date him. After establishing a romantic relationship, the man sent her over 300,000 yuan in gifts over the course of a year. But they had only met 4 times and never even held hands. The woman kept telling him that if he ever loved her, he had to prove it by sending money. He believed her, and over the year, he sent her over 300,000 yuan.
What?
Later, he found out that she was dating 4 other men, and he was ranked 4th in line. Each man had to send her 100 to 200,000 yuan. These cases of
Hold on 1 second. What is how much is 300,000 yuan in US dollars? Whoa, guys, that's $43,200. I gotta show it. How much is 300,000 yuan? $43,423. What did they say? A couple of months? Wow.
families and ruined lives are far from
Man.
rare. The top spenders in
You
these
don't even
streams
look
are
like
addicted
that.
to the carefully packaged beauty and emotional illusions, exchanging temporary psychological satisfaction for a heavy cost, depleted savings, fractured family relationships, and even long-term psychological scars. Meanwhile, the female streamers, who view making money as their primary goal, have become the default fast money model in the streaming industry. They monetize through emotional suggestions and the illusion of relationships. The distorted ecosystem has lacked genuine regulation for a long time. In the comment section, some viewers even revealed that the first lesson at certain streamer companies is to clearly tell the streamers not to accept gifts privately, because private transfers might lead to legal actions or lawsuits to recover the money. However, as long as the gifts go through the platform, the money gets divided between the platform and the agency, making it legally legitimate and impossible to be refunded. This blatant risk avoidance logic shows that the problem is not individual misconduct, but rather a system that is deliberately designed and encouraged. When the overall economy weakens and upward mobility narrows, the illusion of making quick money through streaming becomes even more exaggerated. The higher the uncertainty in reality, the more alluring the illusion of rapid success.
你们有没有发现啊？
Have you noticed that while everyone talks about the economy being bad, there's one industry, the entertainment industry, that's actually booming? You'll find that among the female streamers, there are more and more university students. You've studied hard for years, only to earn 5,000 yuan, while those who dropped out early to become streamers can make $1 million a year. You're definitely tempted. Statistics show that over 500,000 university students are now regularly streaming. Behind this booming entertainment industry is a new type of exploitation of young people. When the economy is down, jobs are hard to find, incomes are lower, and debt is high. Most people are in a state of confusion and anxiety. In this social environment, beauty has been separated from time, discipline, and cultivation, and now is instantly generated by technology. The intrinsic logic of aesthetics has fundamentally shifted. The gold digger phenomenon is a concentrated presentation of this shift in the real world, when relationships are simplified to cost-benefit calculations and emotions are quantified into investment and return.
I gotta say this, right? This is past gold digging in the West. I mean, in the West, they wish they could do something like this. I'm sure that would never be allowed. What they were doing was highway robbery. Boys giving up how much? $43,000? Young boys are probably giving up $10,000 in a month. Old men get everybody. So they were making bank. Ladies here wish they could do that.
Beauty no longer represents personal growth and long-term value. It becomes a tool for short-term exchange. Against this backdrop, some commentators have pointed out that the Chinese government's recent tightening of control is not driven by a genuine concern for integrity or moral order, but more likely as a reaction to changes in the flow of funds. Faced with the pressure of the real estate crisis and weak consumer demand, the authorities are eager to redirect idle social funds into the so-called real economy, or directly bring them under control through fines and regulations. In contrast, live streaming rewards, which represent a flow of funds from the real to the virtual, are difficult to regulate and cannot be easily transformed into a stable tax source. That's why some viewers said, they're regulating so much, but in the end, it's because the money isn't going into their pockets. This profit-driven logic is not limited to live streaming or social platforms. It has already seeped into broader relationships and family structures. A viewer shared a video claiming that dowries have now increased tenfold compared to 10 years ago.
Now the dowry has reached such an outrageous point. The other day, my mom went to a relative's wedding, and the dowry was 250,000 yuan. Another couple about to get married asked for over 300,000 yuan. And that's not even including the 3 gold items. In 10 years, the dowry amount has increased tenfold compared to my time.
In Shanghai, the gold digger phenomenon has collapsed. Now, men in Shanghai are immune to it. How aware are the men coming up to matchmaking? As soon as you bring up the dowry, they stop talking. If you mention adding their name to the house or car, they turn and walk away. Some men even say that now they won't even spend money on a cup of milk tea.
Wow. It sounds like the same thing happened in the West. Men won't spend money on milk tea. You ladies pushed it too far. Look what you're doing. Straight robbing people. But asking for 43,000, that's not a lot of money, really, to get married to somebody, but still. A guy doesn't just want to dish out money to get married. And I'm sure in China, right, it's a lot of people, but it's hard to come across that money. As I see them talk about in the past, and also I see them talking about it now, it's the same thing in the West. The job market is in shambles.
Or a meal for a gold digger. When it comes to matchmaking, they insist on splitting the bill. If the woman doesn't agree, they give up.
Wow.
If she subtly hints at gifts or bags after knowing each other for a few days, he'll immediately block her because he doesn't know what's waiting for him next. Discussions online about the skyrocketing dowries and the materialization of marriage reflect this shift. On the one hand, people complain about the sharp rise in marriage costs. On the other hand, more and more men are becoming wary of a one-sided, exploitative relationship. This isn't a sudden moral awakening, but rather the old model failing.
2026年的基本现状就是捞女根本就搞不到钱了。
The reality in 2026 is that gold diggers can't get money anymore. If you look at those girls who used to seek men's money, can they still get money now? Unless they lower their standards to the extreme, only then will men be willing to spend a little money on them. So I have a lot of these gold diggers around me, and they privately consult me, and they're all starting to panic. It's simple. They no longer...
I gotta say, at least those girls look like that's in person, but you can doctor it.
Longer have an income source, which proves that the big spenders are now few.
为什么曲在前几年
Why was the gold digger guru so popular a few years ago? It was during the tail end of an economic boom, creating a lot of wealthy people and a lot of wealthy men. This created a batch of women who are just there to make money off them. Why is this path not working as well now? Because many men are broke. There's a phrase, men's money is for women to look at, not for them to spend. These words are now better understood by men than by many women. Among the very rich single men I know, these words are something they say every day. Economic downturn does not mean the end of gold diggers. It just means that when the desire logic driven by technology can no longer function, the hollow values behind it begin to show. The real issue that needs reflection is not the behavior of individuals, but whether society can still provide a path of value recognition that does not rely on appearance, money, or immediate returns. The chaos in China's live streaming industry today is a direct result of moral decay. For the sake of tips, streamers shamelessly flaunt their charm, create dynamic storylines, and even engage in verbal abuse. Under the Chinese Communist Party's materialistic indoctrination, many young people believe in the saying, "Laugh at the poor, but don't laugh at prostitutes." As long as they can become famous and make money, they are willing to sacrifice their dignity. This social deviation is a violent desecration of traditional Chinese beauty standards. Looking back at China's 5,000 years of traditional culture, the ancient understanding of beauty was never superficial. Traditional culture believes that a person's appearance reflects their inner state. Nobility and spirituality come from self-discipline, public service, and respecting the natural order, not from filters or even makeup. Traditional culture emphasizes the beauty of harmony, focusing on authenticity. If a person's heart is filled with greed for money, no matter how much they enhance their beauty, it cannot hide the muddiness in their eyes. The gold digger phenomenon among female streamers is not just a sudden moral downfall, but is closely related to long-term economic pressures. When job opportunities shrink, income growth stagnates, and social mobility declines. More and more young people find that achieving a decent life through conventional labor is becoming increasingly difficult. Under these conditions, quick money, shortcuts, and high-return fantasies naturally become attractive options. The live streaming industry expanded rapidly in this environment. It features low entry barriers, high exposure, and immediate rewards. It seems like a viable survival path, especially to young women. As long as you're seen, receive gifts, and gain popularity, you can bypass the long and uncertain process of effort. In the end, the gold digger phenomenon cannot be solved by a few regulations. The real solution is not in controlling faces, filters, or appearances, but in rebuilding value judgments, allowing labor and self-cultivation to regain respect, restoring moderation and responsibility, and returning beauty to an inner and outer order. When people can no longer rely on illusions, the false prosperity will fade, and real life can begin anew.
Really date
That
Chinese
I've
kitty
dated, that I personally
that you
dated,
personally dated.
no less than 10 million.
There you go.
When you are pretty, I don't give a fuck if you're born that way or you made it that way.
What?
You are investing in facials, massages, everything BBLs,
10 million?
BBLs, your hair. Why the fuck settle? I spent all this to be a baddie. Why would I settle?
Girl,
and
I
pretty
think-
women like rich men.
All right. So if you want a rich man, you think saying what you just said, rich men aren't going to see this? Well, I got it. There are simps out there. But if a man falls for this, he's asking for it.
Ladies, let me tell you something. You go into a situation with that type of mentality, us men would never respect you. You know what I'm saying? When you focused on money first and foremost, if that's what you leading with, a man ain't gonna never respect you. Just like when a man lead with his money to a woman ain't gonna respect him either. Because at the end of the day, bruh, if you ain't carrying yourself like a prize, like you something to be put up, I don't care just because you look good. I don't care just because you invested in your body. I don't care about none of that, shorty. Because we not going to respect you. Because all you going to be is a toy to me. All you going to be is something to have fun with and flip. Us men don't respect women with that type of mentality because we know you only here for the money. So I'm only here for what I can get out of you also.
And ladies, when they get in these situations, oh, men are dogs, men are dogs. No, they're not. You're the dog. And you're being treated like a dog. A bee.
Use money here in China is through love. You, the man that you always look for women in every place that you go to sleep with, you're going to learn your hard lesson here in China. In China, there are ladies, mostly in those African highly populated areas that I'm talking about. There are so many women, African women, who are there to look for jobless, looking for potential men. You that you've taken a loan, you that you swept all your account to come and shop in China. And you're going to lose money. That's a way. That's one of the.
They're not just doing it in China. You have these ladies going to Dubai, being poop shoots for guys in Dubai, which is paying a lot of money, right? Then also you have girls going to Thailand from Africa. Girls are going everywhere from Africa to get a piece. If they can't even America. Now, it's sad, right? But it's an old school thing, the old way of things, one of the first professions that were around. And do I look down on it? Yes. But do I understand it? Yes. Do I think it's the way out? No, it's not. Because to all of that, you still left soulless.
Ways some of you lost money here, but you don't tell your families. The other thing is, ladies, if you're a lady and you don't get your act together, you're the type of women who always look for love everywhere. First, contain yourself before flying to China, because you're going to find so many men, mostly those are West African men there, always following ladies, and they always look for, they know the ladies that they have seen their faces so many times. They always look for those that look as if they are naive and new. Yeah, they are.
I want to end it on this note. As you can see, it's not just America. It's not just UK, but it's happening in America, UK, also in China, also in Australia, almost every country of the world. Girls are selling it and they're doing something strange for a little piece of change. Same thing with the girls with those beauty filters. If it wasn't that, they're going to figure out another way to get it. They will do anything for the scratch. Most people will. But doing that is sad. And it's at the benefit of you, but at the hurt and pain of someone else. And usually it's men falling victim. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next time.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.